Yeah, welcome to the show. The brother earlier asked me to talk about interracial dating and how to stay safe. As you know, I live in America, and America is one of the most racist countries on the planet. We have people here that will kill you for the color of your skin. Now, it looks like I'm, talking bad about Caucasian folks, but I'm not. It's only a percentage of them that will do stuff like that. As I tried to warn Destin about before, he was out there hoe chase on the college campus, and they called the cops on him. Whatever happened after that, I did a show on it that's uploading right now. They warned him. This is what I thought what he did. They warned him, and I guess he would have been confined, which kind of sucks anyway. Either way, it was still not a good thing. Hoe chasing different girls on campus. But he's young. He's learned the truth now, and he's gone beyond all that stuff. So here in America, and I suggest you be careful in other parts of the world as well, when you're dating dominant society women, that's Caucasian women, you do have to be a little bit more careful. If you're dating a woman that looks like a member of another race, like when I first started dating Jovina, for some reason, Mexicans who don't speak English thought she was Mexican. And I was getting mean looks from Mexican dudes every time we went to the, what was it, the auction? Yeah, the auction. Kind of pissed her off because she's Portuguese. But I explained to her that, Portuguese are originally Spaniards, and Spaniards are the ones that gave the Mexicans that look. Before that, they were Native Americans. So that's why they're thinking that way. If you look at Portuguese, you look at Spaniards, see the same people. So after she got over her irritation at it, she put on a shirt when we started going there that said Portugal on it. And I always would talk to her in Portuguese, deliberately whenever we got around some Latinos so they'd make that mistake. They'd come up to her in the store and try to speak Spanish, right?
Yeah, asking me questions.
Quit asking her questions in Spanish. But you do understand Spanish, though.
Yeah, I do understand.
You got to be a bitch about it. Right?
Huh? No, yeah, I mean, I understand as long as it's
slow.
They don't speak too quickly, too fast.
Yeah. Or the trash Spanish that comes out of Mexico. That fast stuff. Speak English?
Some people talk really, really fast.
Speak Spanish? Speak Spanish? Yeah. The ghetto stuff. Anyways, interracial dating is interesting. It can be very challenging because for a Caucasian woman to date outside of her race, for any minority, she is going to be looked at by her own people with disdain by the majority. Even if they don't really have a lot of racial issues, they're still going to notice her and notice it. That's just the way it is in this country and other countries. For her to date a black fella because of the stigma of black guys, our big butts and whatever, Hollywood shit, the new shit, she's going to be looked down upon. She's no longer has the same high status that she used to have. If you're biracial, you know about that, how they treat your mama. It's not the way if it's a man, though. The new thing is that black women are now marrying men. I talked about that before. They started programming black women for this back in the 90s with certain movies they came out with. One had Samuel Jackson in it. He was like a hater. So they made it look like it was bad to hate on those types of couples if you were black. They were trying to program the black men. It didn't work, but it worked on the black women. They're now starting to date more and more outside of the race, which I don't blame them. To tell you the truth, I don't blame them. Sorry, brothers. We got to get our act together. Stop this nonsense, this ignorance, and pull our shit together.
Get your shit together.
Yeah, get your shit together. So I'm not really a hater. I do, when I notice this a fine sister, I think, damn, the hell she with that goober for? Because normally it's like a goober type of white dude. Right, Jovina?
It doesn't matter. That Google makes money. That's all that matters.
It doesn't matter. Goober makes money.
Takes care of them.
And that's what it's about. But it can be dangerous out there. I can't count how many times walking with the white chick, I've been called the N-word or she's been cussed at also. Always from a speeding truck, though. They always got to be in this, like I said earlier, there are always no speeding trucks. It's like, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the truck that makes them do it. I don't know. But I've never been accosted in person. Okay? In certain parts of the country, you have to be very careful. I'm very careful. I'm very aware. Like when I travel, I'm very careful of people that notice Jovina and I. I'm very, very careful. Like we go to parts of the country that, you know, it's not really that safe. We're an interracial couple. I've always been aware of that since I was in my late 20s when I started dating white chicks. I went to Santa Barbara once with a girl named Susie. She was one of those Irish and Portuguese. She looked like she was like 12 years old. And I'm thinking, you know, these people would think I kidnapped this little white girl. So luckily for me, I grew up in a time period where it was just shortly after they used to kill us if we dated white women. You'd be found hung dead. Before that time period, if you even looked at a white woman, the white folks would kill you. It's no joke. Of course, you know I have proof of it. I can prove that. I can show you photos of blacks hanging, being hung from trees and shit like that. But things have gotten better to where you're allowed to date as long as you can get away with it. And it's not as bad as you would think. You just have to watch what areas you go to when you're dating. I prefer to have food bought in. Okay? I don't like going out. When I go out to these fancy restaurants, these chicks would buy me dinner. I always got the looks. And I always felt like I should be coming through the back door, you know, like I'm supposed to be the delivery man or some shit like that. But I suffer through that stuff. You know, I pull myself inwards and I hold myself high. When I first started, got really into dating white chicks, I would smirk at the white guys. It was just bad behavior. Then I was dating one of their hottest chicks and they would stare and mean mug me. So after I got tired of that, I kind of grew up a little bit. Stopped trying to egg them on and shit. I wanted to fight. So in my life, I've seen the changes that occurred, but underneath it all, it's still there. I could not go to certain parts of Texas with Jovina. I thought about driving down there one time. Said, nah, fuck that. I'm not going to Texas. Nah. When I make stops, I'll send Jovina into the store. Did you know that's why I do that? I think I told you that. Because I tell her, yeah, I said, you look white. Go on in there. How many times have I said that to you?
Oh, God, I don't know. I can't even count.
Yeah, she can't even count. Unfortunately, it is that bad here, and I'm that careful. You got to be careful, okay? It's not all happy-go-lucky here, you know. You can't go to like a KKK rally and yell, "Where's the white women?"
You could, but you...
Yeah, you could. You can do it. If you're a fast runner and you outrun some bullets, those motherfuckers will kill you. Okay? Those motherfuckers will kill you. And they'll cut parts off your body like they did in the past. Like they always love to cut your dick off. Or cut some fingers off and shit. And burn you and hang you. They will kill you. But you got to be careful where you go. Now, as I said before, it takes a special kind of Caucasian woman to date outside of her race, with any race, any other race, East Indian, Asian, black, whatever. Because she is open to a lot of criticism from her friends she thought she knew well. I've heard white women talk about how, you know, at work they start talking that racial shit, and she's dating a black man, and she's, you know, makes a point to set him straight. But then they start treating her differently after that, especially white males. White males are the worst. Even you, Caucasian, listening to me right now, or watching me right now, you would have issues if you were going to marry a girl just for the wedding. She confessed that she got fucked by a bunch of black dudes. You would feel differently. It's only normal. So don't feel bad about it. It's the way society has programmed you to think. And plus that, that racial insecurity shit comes up, all that other nonsense. And you're good people. You're listening to me. If you're watching me, an African American, a black dude, then you're definitely, good people. At least halfway there. I don't know all of you guys personally. I don't know what kind of stuff in your head. Like there was one fella, the light. He doesn't know me very well. He thought I was putting down white folks. And that just wasn't true. I give the brutal truth. Okay? I don't do favoritism or hateration shit. But those of you guys who know me, like, I'm good. I'm all right. I'm in the middle. Yeah, I'm one of those people that walk in the middle. Take it or leave it, as far as, the Caucasian race. I can take it or leave it. I don't have any issues. I do have issues with the ones that want to kill me and want to kill my children, my grandchildren. Those I would never like. But when a man is just a decent human being, I like that. I ain't got no problems with that kind of shit. We're all human beings. But when I could feel the ones that hate. Like when Jovi and I walk in the store, I can spot the haters in a second. You can feel it. They suddenly get that uptight thing. They're usually shorter white guys too. They ain't gonna say shit, but they got that look about them, that their mouth gets to like nothing in them. They walk by like they're just pissed off. So I always make sure I speak to Jovina in Portuguese so they know that she's not an American white chick. You ain't gotta worry. Not one of yours. As you guys know, people in Europe don't classify themselves away. They classify themselves by their country of origin. It's in England. Actually, England doesn't even do it. It's only here in America. You're either English or you're non-English. There's a lot of racial shit going on in England right now against brown people and black people. They're not liking all the East Indians in their country. I was just watching some videos last night, or the night before last, titled White British Racism or something like that. A series of 4 of them. And it was actually put on, I think, by the East Indian folks. They didn't really show any blacks. It was mostly East Indian people being attacked. One got stabbed in the throat, beat up, yelled at. Surprisingly, a lot of women cussing at English or at East Indian English folks. Some of them, one dude sounded like an English bloke. He had the accent. He obviously was born there. I think if you're born there, you can claim it. But to me, too bad England. You shouldn't have went to their country. That's why I gotta say, you English fellas, you should have stayed the fuck out of their country. Now they're in yours. Get used to it. Sucks, don't it? So, for all you motherfuckers that are in Europe hating on the Africans coming over, you should have stayed the fuck out of their country. Again, the brutal truth. The truth is, they did invade down there and colonize and shit like that. So, they come back to bite you in the ass. Get used to it. As for Americans, what can I say? For a Caucasian woman to date a brother, for example, I talked about one girl I dated for 8 years, never met her mother or her father. And that's what I, told Jovina when I met her. I wasn't ready. I wasn't going to settle down with someone who was non-black. I was looking for someone of my own race to settle down with, because I didn't want to, like with Jovina, when I first started dating her father said, he ain't coming to my house. And I said, I'm too old for that shit. And there were some couple times I was going to break up with her. I was actually moments from walking out the door. You didn't know that, did you?
You told me.
Yeah, I guess I told you.
Afterwards.
Yeah. Because I didn't want to, at 45 years of age, I was too old for that shit. I put up with that shit growing up when I was younger, dating non-black chicks. But as an older male, nah. So I tried to date a couple of mulattoes that didn't work out. One chick act blacker than black. Because I teased about her fucking freckles. I kind of said, you're not really black. Biracials that are going the black side, they hate that. The ones that want to be in the middle say, we're not black. It's okay for them. And there's the ones that want to just go to the Caucasian side. But society, you know, that one drop rules, society sees those guys as black. So when a white mother has biracial kids, she has to recognize those kids are black. Sorry, I want to classify you as biracial, but white folks ain't going to classify you that. You'll know when you get stopped, just like every other black out there. And they beat you upside your head. You're just one of them fair-head Negroes, as they call you. It's unfortunate that way. I guess you got to have a certain percentage. Like there's that guy Cobb who wanted to start a white-only town, and he's 14% black. Some of those people turned against him after they found that shit out, but whatever. Some of them are stupid. They broke in his house, did stupid things. But dating here in America, it can be kind of interesting because you'll get the looks from the black women as well. Right, Jovina?
What? Dear?
You get the looks from the black women.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to get it from
Remember the
both sides.
Store? The grocery store?
Oh, yeah.
Lord, she looked at us so hard.
Sister looked at us, she went, I didn't hear it. Jovina heard it.
How could you miss it?
If I heard, I would have stopped her and gave her a kiss right there on her lips. Start tonguing her down. So I like to fuck with people. When they fuck with me, I'm going to fuck with them. What is this slop?
It's your bologna.
Franga.
Oh, gosh.
Mede. Jovina. Mede.
Calling that shit? It's your slop.
My chicken slop, huh? I'm going to put some slop on top of it, shit. So I can eat that shit. Caveman diet, brothers. I got a pile of just chicken here with some onion in it. No bell peppers or nothing?
Oh, I didn't have any bell peppers.
Damn, shame on you.
I
Shit.
know.
So I need to replace your ass. Shit.
It's the end of the week. There's not much.
All right, I'm back. I've talked about the subject before. Just be careful out there. Understand her point of view also. You guys are hoe chasing white women. Understand that they may not want to have biracial kids. You know, a lot of black dudes are so fucking insensitive. I can't believe they're not even human beings to be able to look at a white woman's side of the shit. She's got a biracial kid. What's going to happen to her family? What are her parents got to experience? You know, I know Jovina's sister, she has black kids. I mean, black kids, not mulattoes. They look just straight up black. But I know that her parents went through some shit with the looks and stuff in the Portuguese community. Because old Portuguese are some racist fucks.
There's a few of them.
There's quite a few of them. But fortunately, you know, more and more of their daughters were dating black men in that community. Or Mexicans. You know, they didn't want to date their own race. They dated outside the race. So I know your parents went through some, you know, embarrassment over that. Even though her mother's like got a heart of gold, but it's her father that had his issues and stuff that he actually grew out of.
He cares.
Come from knowing me.
He used to care what people thought. I don't think he thinks.
Yeah, he used to care what people thought, but she said
He doesn't think
she
that
doesn't
way
she don't think that way anymore. He changed since I've known her. When I first started dating Jovina, she stopped going to her parents for the holidays, which was a smart thing. Because I would have been gone if she had started going over there and leave me alone. I mean, I wasn't going to do that shit anymore. I did that shit, all of them to her. Except a couple of girls before that. But I did that shit all my entire young life. Spent my holidays, because the women out there would be with their families. And I would be with mine, but except at nighttime. You know, they'd come in late. You know, I'm already asleep and shit. So I wouldn't do that shit ever again. That's one of the things you got to get used to if you start dating white chicks, you black fellas, is you may have to spend your holidays alone. Okay? And even a lot of my back doors were busy because they had families too. But what I did was I would go out on the holidays, like my boy Craig. Oh, I also started going to his families on the holidays as well. I forgot about that. I would go to his uncles for Thanksgiving, and then I would go to his parents for Christmas. I was part of the family. I became part of the family. Because, you know, my family situation wasn't all that good. It was a sucky family. Dysfunctional. My mom. So get used to the looks from white men and black women. Okay? Both are going to hate on you big time. And over the years, I just learned to ignore it from black women. But white men, you know, when they do that, I like to look at them. They're men. You're not going to hate on me and not have me look back at you. I'm not a coward. So you might want to learn to fight, some of you guys. To Destin, your bony ass, you need to pump up, get some size on you so you have more intimidation about you. Otherwise, they will come up to you. As I said, they're cowards. If you look, you know, too big for them to handle, then they can say shit. But if there's a group of them, they're going to say some shit. Okay? So you better be ready to throw down. Because it's embarrassing to keep walking. And your woman ain't going to respect you after that. Up in Reno, with a white female. We got up, someone took these white kids took our table. I got into it. What funny was the little guy, the little one wasn't ready to back down. It took the bouncers coming over. And they gave me a new table, got me a new drink and everything else. But you can't back down, okay? Because that'll show weakness and cowardice, and they will come after you. I'm fortunate that I was never type to back down. When I got jumped by some white guys with a mulatto in the back of the truck, they ran by and said, "Nigger!" And his black ass was back there. I think he had brown skin, but he had that textured hair and a big loose curl afro. I think he was Latino and black. I don't know. But I got jumped, and I was ready to fight then. I yelled at them. They turned the truck around. I ran up on these people's yard and picked up a big-ass rock. Okay? I was ready to go to war. We stared at each other, and they could tell someone who's ready to defend himself. Okay? Especially when I'm holding a rock. And they drove off. Skirts around, went on back down Coloma Road, where this happened in Sacramento, Rancho Cordova. I got two of them back on my own. One was beaten up by older brother Garvin at some kind of fair. I saw that and it was him. Oh, I beat that boy's ass. I beat the brakes off him. Took them adults pulling me off his ass. And when you get somebody back like that, that should just feel so fucking good. I'm just feeling the pleasure again. Another one, he was riding his bike. I had my second car. Yeah, my second car. 2 Deuces in the Court. That's a Lexus 225. He was riding his bike. I was with my boys. We were doing martial arts. We would drive in my car to the dojo. Saw his ass. That's how motherfuckers that jumped me. I sped up my car. He's riding his bike, and he saw me come up on his brake on his bicycle. I'm going right next to the bike. He started riding like crazy. And he finally rolled up on these people's lawn and kind of flipped off his bike. That was fun. I really enjoyed that. Okay, enough of my old man stories. Well, I have stories to tell. I've lived through this stuff.
Old man story.
Yeah. Old man glory shit. So folks out there who are, get outside your race, be careful. Okay. Most of the people are decent people. But if you live in some areas like Florida, Texas, the dirty South, as they call it, you got to be a little more careful. Be more aware. I'm out in fucking California. Left fruits and nuts. And out here, California liberals, they will be business races as conservatives, by the way. So don't get fooled. You gotta watch where you go. Because the thing about, black engineering, it's not easy for an agent. So let's have some appreciation because you don't get for a family, father, especially. Just say who you love. But dad, no. The oldies, okay? Recognize that. They're from the days. And her grandparents, there was both women and men back then. Serious. Okay. Actually, I'm not grandparents, but one like in the 80s. Those were my old motherfucking Seabirds. So, yeah. Shit's a lot of shit. You go to church, she takes biracial shit to church. Don't think the rest of the congregation, white congregation, they look at her ass. You gotta do with this shit, man. You can't just be idiots out there chasing white chicks. They do white chick wants black. They don't. They don't want the embarrassment. It takes a special woman that doesn't care like her. I started going around the Portuguese community. Chest popped out. Ready to fight. I was big cracks in heads. But the gun used to make me. As I said, I don't think you go like him. No, plant. Put a gun. Back. Black big, I guess this is back. Black big. So anyway, you guys better study some fighting skills also because she's gonna happen. She's gonna happen in your lives. Okay. A lot of that interracial dinging stuff. If I didn't answer your question, let me know. I can talk more about it. Need some more stories. Like I was clubs. It was popping off the clubs too. Especially for black, This is a situation where a white guy's chasing out the same girl was like me. All right, fellas. Oh, let me make a disclaimer. There's good and bad in every race out there, fellas. There are bad black folks as well. Okay, you guys know I'm always talking about those guys, weed motherfucking smokers. I just worked with had a conversation with a fella. He's black and he reads books. He's got a good job. I told the brother, you're one of the rare ones out there. You read. So I was really pleased to work with him. You know who you are. Peace.